Now, I've driven in Wyoming, and I thought that was the windiest place that I've driven, except for a couple storms. But what I figured out is I know why the people in the Dust Bowl went crazy with the wind. Is because working out in a wind that's blowing across an open prairie. I don't know what it'd be going across Oklahoma, Nebraska, stuff like that. If it was a constant 40, 50 mile an hour wind where you're having to basically buck into the wind and anything you lift up is going to take uh, different than normal strength. In other words, you're used to a routine of walking. Say you're walking down a sidewalk downtown somewhere, not windy, and it's just you're just normally walking, not a problem. Okay, now you've been doing that for your whole life. Now you move to wherever in the Dust Bowl, and the wind is causing you have to work your arms harder to do anything. Even just walking, you're going to have to walk different, and that's going to make you abnormal to how you was. Your thought, even though you might do it for a while, when you're doing it constantly, it's going to change the way uh, your whole thought process goes. So I don't think those people were actually driven crazy by the wind. I just think they were driven to abnormal. Uh, Basically, it was nature. It's not like they went crazy from their brain malfunctions. It's that wasn't their body wasn't doing what the normal functions of what they've been used to maybe for 20, 30 years until they moved out there. And so the difference in movement, the constant difference in movement, means that their brains would change. So it would create an abnormal in them. So I think that's what maybe a lot of people aren't really just crazy. It's just they're an abnormal physical. They're like against nature or something. Maybe they're not used to working hard, and now all of a sudden they're working hard, and it's of course when you get physically fit, if you're trying to, by working, then you feel actually better from working, and you don't have as many. I don't know if it's you don't have as much thought process as you do when you're doing less physical stuff. But I think that's what it is. I don't think they went crazy. I think people aren't crazy. They're just abnormal. They're doing something that isn't normal to their normal functions. So they're not really crazy. They're just not attuned or want to attune to what they're doing. So they're basically abnormal. Not from birth. It's not some sort of birth defect. It's some sort of natural way of life effect. That's my guess on it. Because I've done this week. The wind around here just keeps every year. It seems like it's building like 10 miles an hour. It's like the price of cars goes up. The wind goes up with the price of cars, or vice versa. But I now that I've moved back here, I remember when I was a kid. I thought, yeah, it always was kind of windy. You always have to hold the door because the doors always pull away from you. And but moving back here, I forgot how windy it was. I came back, I thought, man, this place is windy. It's like it's changed, but I don't think it has. But man, I was younger. All I did was ride motorcycles basically and drive country roads. On in pickup and stuff. It wasn't out on the interstate except going to races and stuff. But that was like just on Sundays. But it's not this every day. This wind. This is really it's abnormal because on a non-windy day, I'm smooth as silk. Just no no problems. But this wind, this 40-mile-an-hour crosswind, it doesn't matter. If you go on an 80 east-west or 35 north-south, the wind comes across somehow and blows sideways on both of them. You look at maps, and the wind map, it shows it coming like this up 80 and then goes across like that. It's like it's just coming here to mess with these two highway systems. So yeah, I don't